Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. We got the week 15 upsets to bet, and make sure you guys are cautious with the early bets. We got a lot of players out testing positive. Make sure you're careful with that, especially this week. First game, we got the Cincinnati Bengals plus 2.5, plus 3. They're moving up on the line at the Denver Broncos. I got Cincinnati to win in the cover, and I know we've been fading Cincinnati the last 3 weeks, and yes, it has been profitable, and we have been right, but that doesn't change my analysis here. I mean, we don't need to overthink this one. I know Mile High is a very tough place to play, but here's how this game plays out for me. You got King Burrow versus Theodore Bridgewater. I know Teddy has options on offense. He's got a big, nasty offensive line. They run the rock pretty good, and we know he has thoroughbreds on the outside at wide receiver, but Teddy Bridgewater is a problem. You know, everyone likes picking on Big Ben and the Steelers offense, but I don't know a more predictable, a more boring offense than the Denver Broncos. Everything's underneath. Everything's 4-yard checkdowns. They struggle in 2-minute situations, and that makes me without confidence. I know Denver's good on paper. I know if you plug in Madden, you're going to ball and you're going to sling that thing around the park, but that's not Teddy's world. There's just a one-dimensional team that runs the ball and checks the ball down, and if they face any sort of resistance, if they need to score points, they're not going to do anything. Look at the way the Chiefs' defense dominated them. And listen, I know the Bengals haven't been playing all that great on offense, and we don't need to lie about it. We don't need to sugarcoat it. But I actually think they get the running game going. The running game hasn't been what it was earlier in the season. They're getting healthy on the offensive line, and that's definitely going to help. And now it comes down to Burrow and Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase has been absolutely terrible the last 3 or 4 weeks, especially that Chargers game. That might have been one of the worst wide receiving performances I've seen all year. And I watched the Jets and the Jags, okay? That's how bad it was. But I think the Bengals respond here. I really do. And this Denver defense is no joke. You have to run it down their throat. If you don't have run-pass balance against them, you're going to get your ass kicked and you're going to get blown out of Mile High. That's why Joe Mixon is so important to this game. That's why the status as if he plays is going to be so crucial for this game. I think the Bengals will get to 24-27, and I can't see how high the Broncos are going to get. And this Bengals defense, they don't have the most talent in the world. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying Sam Hubbard's equal to one of the great edge rushers in this league. But one thing you can't say about this Bengals defense, they got the most heart in the league. They really do have the most heart in the league. They're going to swarm to that ball. They're going to put 8 men in the box. They're going to shut down Denver's run. And then it's down to Theodore. It's down to Theodore at that point, and all you're going to get from him is timid play, check downs. You can put that safety in the box, and if there's one safety over the top, he doesn't have the gumption or cojones to really push it. And it is a shame. I know Denver is a shame when you look at this tight end group, this wide receiver group. They're absolutely nasty, and a real quarterback could exploit them. But Teddy's not that guy, and I think you see Theodore this week. And I know people are going to say, Theodore's got this record against the spread. Theodore's great against the spread. Like that even means anything. Every week people pull that out, Denver ends up losing. Yeah, so I got Cincinnati, money line, with the points, however you want to say it. Next game, we got the Atlanta Falcons at the San Francisco 49ers. Falcons are plus 9.5 at the moment, and we saw that jump up. Yesterday, I picked the Falcons at 1 p.m. Eastern, jumped up to 9.5, 10 on some people's books. Listen, I know this is normally a game the Falcons come and they don't even show up. Well, let's not even talk about them losing this type of game. This is normally a type of game they don't even show up. They just lawn chair it and just get steamrolled, especially against a physical team like the 49ers. But I'm liking some of the things I'm seeing out of this Falcons offense. I'm liking the creativity. I'm liking the usage of Cordero Patterson. And one issue with the 49ers, someone who's bet the 49ers a lot this year, they really only have one huge weakness. Well, two. But the biggest weakness on defense is the secondary. It's just cover 3. They're so scared because they have the slowest secondary in this league outside of Detroit. They're so scared of getting burned. They just sit in soft cover 3 and let people complete 7, 8-yard passes the whole game. That's why Seattle was able to stay in it and end up stealing that one from them. And we know San Fran's got a defensive line that can absolutely destroy the Falcons, but we're going to see more quick throws out of the Falcons. We've been seeing it. And Cordell Patterson is an X factor. I think he's able to run it a little bit. I think Atlanta will have a run game. I'm not saying they're going over 120. I'm not saying they're pounding it down the 49ers front seven's throat by any means, but I think Atlanta will have run-pass balance. And yes, this Atlanta defense, they struggle against the run. They struggle to rush the passer. But I think they're going to go 8 men in the box, and I think they're going to force Jimmy G to make plays. And whenever you force Jimmy G to make plays, normally good things happen for you. And that's what you have to do. That's what Seattle did. Look at how many times Jimmy G had to throw that game, and look at how many turnovers ended up happening due to that. Now, I know Kittle's an X factor, but I think Pitts is an X factor as well. I'm not seeing anyone on San Fran who can cover him. I'm not seeing anyone on the Falcons who's going to be able to cover Kittle. And people are talking Falcons are going to get blown out. No, I think this is a one-possession game. I think this comes down to the fourth quarter, and that's why Atlanta's so appealing with the +9.5. And I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be surprised if Atlanta comes in and steals this game. I mean, people were shocked last week when I had Atlanta money line against the Panthers. I understand that. I completely get it. Atlanta's extremely inconsistent. But let's see what happens. The 49ers aren't the most consistent team in this league either. And the 49ers are kind of beat up. They haven't got, the disease yet, but they are a little bit beat up. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share the videos. Lawson Bets NFL on Instagram. Next game, we got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Cleveland Browns. Las Vegas is down to +3. And I said 3 weeks ago, the Raiders season's over. I'm not saying I'm wrong, but the stuff that's happening in Cleveland, we're going to see a weakened Browns team. Now, on the Baker Mayfield thing, if he misses the game, I actually think Case Keenum's an upgrade, and I don't think there's anyone who's really going to prove me wrong about that. It's kind of an out there opinion, but you guys probably know I'm right. But I'm more concerned with the defensive players missing for the Browns, the head coach missing for the Browns. And this creates an opportunity. This creates an avenue for the Raiders, man, because if you're missing defensive players, if you're not ready to get physical, especially on your front seven, the Raiders can pound you. And that's maybe all the Raiders can do well. I think the Raiders run the ball well here. Carr gets play action. Carr makes enough plays. Of course, you got to check the injury reports. Both injury reports are going to be full. I checked out the Wednesday injury reports. They're absolute messes. And I think this is going to be an equalizer in this game. I would not be shocked if the Raiders won this game on the road. And I like the Browns with the 6 earlier, but now with all the injuries, all the controversy, I think Raiders got a good chance to win here. Next game, we got the New England Patriots, the hoodie, at the Indianapolis Colts. Colts are -2. And no, this is not what you're thinking. I got Colts to win in the cover, but people are acting like it's some sort of huge upset. Like the Patriots have some sort of birthright to go in and be favored on the road. Like the Patriots have some sort of birthright to win games. And that same methodology last year cost people houses, cost people wives, cost people bank accounts. Listen, the Patriots aren't going to be able to bully the Colts. I'm not the biggest fan of the Colts. When you have money on Carson Wentz, you just want to pull your hair out. He makes you so crazy. I understand that. But I will repeat, the Patriots are not going to be able to bully the Colts. And if the Patriots get one-dimensional and they want to sling this thing around the park, I think the Colts got enough players and enough pass rush to put up resistance, maybe create 1 or 2 turnovers. And I'm looking at this Patriots defense. Let's go X's and O's here. They're using a lot of amoeba formations. This is pretty much like they'll have one down lineman. They'll have 6 other people standing around the line of scrimmage, moving around, different scheme every week. Well, the best way to attack that scheme is not to throw it, not to get your offensive line together, how to pick up the zone blitz. The best ingredient for that is to get the ball up the 2-hole, get the ball up the 4-hole, and pound them. Pound them up the middle. You got the guy for it. What do you got Jonathan Taylor for? I think Taylor goes over 100 yards gotten here. And I think that's a great equalizer. And we know how good the Patriots' run game has been. We don't need to over-advertise it. We saw what they did on Monday night against the Bills. But the Bills' front seven's not walking into the Indianapolis Dome. They just aren't. They're not. Colts go 8 men in the box. They force Matt Jones to throw it. Colts win in the cover. I actually think it's a little bit of an upset. I bet we see the majority of the money with the Patriots on this game. Next game, we got the Carolina Panthers. Cam Newton at the Buffalo Bills. Carolina is plus 10.5. Listen, understand what I'm saying here, because sometimes you people mince my words. Love you guys to death, but some of you mince my words. So I'll be very, very clear here. I'm not saying I think Carolina's going to go steal this game on the road, okay? But also, I don't think this is the blowout everyone's making it out to be. I'm seeing Bills 40-10. Bills put up a 50 spot against the Panthers. Let's calm down a little bit, and let's understand maybe we're grasping at straws a little bit about the Bills' performance. I try to come on here and yell at this camera all week, Tampa minus 3.5. Yes, we saw how Tampa ended up covering, but was that really a bad bet? They dominated 50 minutes of the 60-minute game, okay? Well, whatever, add the overtime in. At what point are we grasping at straws of Bills? At what point are we waiting for them to turn around? At what point are we like the divorced mom or the single mom and she's waiting for the guy to come back and take responsibility and change his life? At what point are we the single mom at this point? You know what I'm saying? Listen, I think Carolina plays closer than people think. Carolina will have a run game. They looked a little bit better last week running the ball. Has some really bad coaching decisions by Matt Rule. That's why the Falcons were able to win it easy. Listen, I think Carolina runs it, and that's a great equalizer in this game. And Carolina has a good pass rush. And the Bills, they use like a college run-and-shoot offense. They throw it like 75% of the time. And when they throw it, they always throw it to Emmanuel Sanders, Dawson Knox, and Cole Beasley. I love me some Cole Beasley, but throw the damn ball to Diggs. Get Diggs involved in the offense, and they just haven't proven they're going to do it. They haven't proven to have enough creativity, and also their offensive line gets beat up, and it's very tough as an offensive lineman. You know, I know none of you guys really like offensive line play, but you got to feel bad for the big uglies when they're pass blocking 75, 80% of the time. It's a lot easier to beat those big uglies up. I think Carolina has a good pass rush, and I think that keeps this game closer than people think. Next game, Zona at Detroit. Don't bet Detroit. Just please don't bet Detroit. That's all I'm asking. Don't bet Detroit. This will not be an upset. Hit the like button. Share the videos. The best gambling show on the internet. Lawson Bets NFL on Instagram. Patreon, only $5 a month. Let's get this money.
How many days it gonna take? You switch on me and I ain't get a break. If I hop off, then the levee gon' break. If I take 2, then I'm off into space. Put all that down, pour all that out. I'm done without, we on the now. Step after step, day by the day. Live for the night and I'm never gon' break. Yeah.
Step by step by step by step. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Step by step by step by step. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Moving forward on the glory, up and onward, write the story. Little further, I can see it. We will be there before you know.
This life can get you down, down, down.
Just keep yourself around.